it's Dr. Vetere, and I want to speak to a few moments about the headlines that we see from the national experts on health and on immunology and virology and the spread of pandemics. And I want to speak a little bit about the rhetoric that we continuously hear from the people in high places, people who are controlling the narrative of what the rest of the world, or at least what the rest of America should be doing. And what you'll hear from the health experts, the people that come from leadership positions in gigantic organizations that control the outcome of how pharmaceutical companies run their end of the healthcare business. And what we're hearing is nothing proactive that we could do in order to battle against the coronavirus, or for that matter, any type of health situation, at least in the area of how your body is being attacked by pathogens. And one of the things that really starts to get to me is that the experts who are learned, who have studied probably much more than me, not sure if they've been in practice as long as I have been, not sure if they've seen sick patients as many as I have seen over my 35 years, but they have the credentials. And with the credentials, you would think they would be exposed to research, they would be exposed to what the world is doing out there, what other scientists are doing out there in the avenues of natural approaches, of understanding what certain nutrients do for the body. But apparently they either don't read it, or they can't read, or they have another agenda that may be outside the scope of what they're trying to push forward to the American people. Now, I've heard a couple of experts speak about or contradicting and saying negative things about natural supplements such as vitamin D, such as vitamin A and zinc in particular, because these are the items that a lot of the people who are pushing natural health initiatives are promoting. So of course the experts are coming against it, and they're coming against it in a heavy fashion. And what you'll hear from the experts is this, that there is absolutely no studies, there's no research, peer-reviewed studies that show that vitamin D in particular, that vitamin D does not kill viruses. Vitamin D does not prevent you from getting the virus. So therefore, why would you even bother taking it? Why waste the time? Why waste the money of taking vitamin D? Because it is proven that vitamin D will not kill a virus, that vitamin D will not prevent you from getting infected. What they're missing in their conversation, and what they're missing and they're severely neglecting to tell the American people is this, is that vitamin D, and I agree with it, will not kill a virus, and vitamin D will not stop you from getting infected, but they're not telling you what vitamin D does inside your body. Now, the biggest factor that they're missing is that God has given us an immune system. The immune system is designed to fight off pathogens. It's designed to recognize, tag, and eliminate these viruses and pathogens from our body, and then build an immune system, an immunity, a permanent immunity against that virus, because this is how it works. I didn't create it. Listen, when you want to argue this point at some day, if you get to that place and you can argue with the creator of how it works, it doesn't work, lots of luck to you. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that the vitamin D works with your natural immunity. It works with supporting your immune system to do the function it's designed to do. The vitamin D is necessary to support the proper function, the maturity, and the activity of your lymphocytes, which are designed to tag and destroy viruses. So why would you not take that? Why would you not put that into your system, that it's going to actually work with, support the system that actually fights off the disease? They've also found, and this is research articles that have been done, that have been peer-reviewed, that say the same stuff. Vitamin D also works to suppress what's called cytokine production from these lymphocytes. Now, lymphocytes, when they recognize viruses, they will also produce a protein molecules called cytokines. And what they do is create what they call a cytokine storm. It creates a permeability in the environment where the infection is happening to bring extra fluid into the area, carrying other white blood cells to destroy to destroy the virus. But when it comes to a respiratory virus, you really don't want an overreaction of this situation, because what happens is the infiltration into the lungs will now block up the lung passageways and actually create to the collapsing or the inability of the lung to respirate oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, the vitamin D helps regulate those cells to not overproduce this situation. So the studies have shown that vitamin D is critical in supporting the immune system in respiratory situations, in respiratory infections. Now, just to add to that, there has been a number of beginning or preliminary research studies that are done through Europe, and I read this just earlier today, and it's showing that the people who were infected the most, and we know this by the demographics, this is 100% true, people that are 60 and above, people with comorbidities are considerably more vulnerable, not to necessarily catching the infection, but as they go through the infection, this population of people are more vulnerable to get very sick and almost to the point where they're perishing. A certain percentage of people will perish from this disease, and almost all of them are linked not only to age, but to the fact that they have comorbidities. One of the other factors that's missing in the mainstream media is this, that articles and research examinations in Europe, especially in Italy and in Spain, are showing that the population that was affected the most, we know, was the elderly population, people over 70. But they noticed that this population was severely deficient in vitamin D. So it just goes to lend us to understand that your body's inability to have enough vitamin D in the system will affect normal immune system function. Now, even if I'm completely wrong, even if all the science and all the research that's out there that's showing the validity of how vitamin D supports the immune system, why would you not take it? Even if it was a small chance, why would you not do that to improve your overall wellness? Similar factors go with vitamin A. Vitamin A is necessary for the correct function of the mucous membrane cells that actually line your entire respiratory system. If you're deficient in that, hey, listen, why would you not take it? Is spending $20 a month extra going to really break the bank and cause some type of issue? No, of course not. It's being held behind us. All we're hearing is this: stay at home, wash your hands, put a mask on, social distance, 6 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. All they're talking about is going on the defensive and waiting for what? Waiting for some, unprecedented, undetermined if it's going to work, type of vaccine that's going to take at least a year, if not longer, to create. And who knows about, if this vaccine is really going to be working? Will it be efficacious to our body? Listen, the flu vaccine that they make a new version every year, at best is 40% functioning in a way that it will give you immunity. That means that if you took the vaccine, you still have a 60% chance of catching the flu. So to me, that's not great odds. And they'll never do a research study for the rest of the population who doesn't take the vaccine. So there are people, hundreds of thousands, not millions of people in America, they don't even take the vaccine, but nobody will do a research study to find out how many of those people are able to naturally fight off the virus without coming down with significant symptomatology. The next supplement, which has also been kind of, almost put on the outlaw list, is the mineral zinc. And when you hear about that, the first thing they talk about is zinc toxicity, and they're doing the same for vitamin D. Vitamin D toxicity. Yes, if you're taking like 100,000 international units a day, yes, you're going to end up into some type of vitamin D toxicity. But zinc has been proven, and this is not recent research, this is going back for several years now, to slow down the replication of the genetic material of the virus in the cell. This is proven research. They've done studies, and the studies always show the same thing. People who were supplemented with zinc, either in tablets or lozenges, and they did studies with people who came down with the first symptoms of either a cold, which 25% of colds are caused by a coronavirus type virus, okay? And also research done on the COVID SARS virus. It showed that zinc slowed down the replication of the virus. It just gave your body's immune system a fighting chance. And listen, if you're playing a game and your opponent is running past you and you're able to slow him down so you can catch up, why wouldn't you do that? And this is what these elements do for the body. They give your body a fighting chance. But the research, but the experts, the ones who are standing there at night at 6 o'clock and talking about the flattening of the curve, but not giving any proactive information, hey man, that's craziness that we're not doing something. So what do we do when they suggest, well, this could be seasonal and that means it's gonna come back in the fall? You see, I'm outside right now, I'm getting hit by UV rays. My skin is getting hit by the UV rays. That means that the vitamin D is being synthesized right in my skin. I'm getting a dose right now. They found out, especially that people who live in the northern part of North America, that especially in the winter, are significantly vitamin D deficient. That's why so many people get colds in the wintertime, because their immune system is challenged because of the environmental factors. This doesn't happen in places around the equator. They don't have the winter cold syndromes. Why? Because it's just warm? Or is it the fact that people are outside in the sunshine? Listen, I may be completely wrong, but I'm going to take my chances in my hypothesis as opposed to sitting at home and waiting and being a guinea pig for some vaccine that's going to come out. Because you know what's going to happen, and the coronavirus already starts showing mutations in strains, because that's what viruses do. So we'll get a vaccine for this COVID-19.1, and then we're going to get the vaccine for the COVID-19.2, and then every year you're going to have to get another one. Why? Because this is the project of the pharmaceutical world. Why people don't want to listen. There are people that are vulnerable, and if you want to do that, fine. I'm not against the vaccine. I just don't want to take the chance of putting this foreign chemical with all the other factors, chemicals, preservatives that are going on inside these vaccines in my body. If I want to poison myself, I'll do it with a bacon cheeseburger. I'm not going to do it with some outside poison, some formaldehyde or thimerosal, which is proven to cause health issues. So my point is this, is we got to start trusting that God made this body in a certain way. Now, right now, if you're not well, you got high blood pressure, you're 75 pounds overweight, you're on 6 different medications, I'm not sure if, going on a diet today, walking around the block twice and taking vitamin D for today is going to help you. But for the most of the population who are basically asymptomatic right now, it would be a good practice to follow. It would be good to follow. Listen, and if you still want to sit home and wait for, something to happen when they open up the country, and I'm not even sure what that's going to look like. Everybody will be walking around looking like they're robbing a bank with a bandana on. But the truth of the matter is, we need to give our body a fighting chance, okay? My project I'm working on in my office is called Maximize Your God-Given Immunity. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just maximize our God-given immunity? And even if you choose to take the vaccine, you may be in the category of people who it may actually work for because your immune system is working better. If you're going to sit around and then just live your life like the devil and not take care of this physical man, then let me tell you something. I'm not going to say you deserve to get sick, but you are definitely increasing your odds of getting sick, okay? I'm Dr. Vetere. I'm here to help you do what you need to do to change and make a change for the good, okay? God bless, and speak to you soon.